Welcome to Talk Maniac. This channel isn't about reacting to today's headlines, it's about understanding where those headlines are leading us. And today, we are talking about a year that won't arrive with explosions or breaking news alerts, but it may quietly reshape global power. A year when the United States and the European Union face pressures they can no longer delay, outsource, or ignore. No sudden collapse, no single dramatic event, just systems under strain. So the real question is not whether America and Europe will survive 2026, they will. The question is, what kind of powers they will be after it. Let's begin. By 2026, American polarization is no longer emotional, it is institutional. Elections are close, Congress is divided, courts are politicized. This creates a dangerous cycle. Every party believes losing power means losing the country. Compromise becomes betrayal. Gridlock becomes normal. The result? America can still project power abroad, but struggles to govern itself at home. Foreign allies notice this instability. Adversaries exploit it. For decades, the U.S. relied on cheap borrowing. By 2026, that era is over. Federal debt exceeds historic levels. Interest payments consume a growing share of the budget. Fiscal flexibility shrinks. This forces difficult choices. Spend more on defense or social programs, cut taxes, or stabilize debt, invest long-term or manage short-term crises. The danger is not default. The danger is paralysis. Economic stress in 2026 is not theoretical. Housing affordability remains broken, healthcare costs keep rising, education debt traps younger generations, productivity grows, corporate profits rise, but lived experience feels worse. This disconnect fuels distrust in elites, experts, and institutions, and when trust disappears, democracy becomes fragile. By 2026, U.S.-China relations resemble a Cold War without guardrails. Trade restrictions expand, tech decoupling deepens, and military signaling increases in the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. attempts to contain China economically while competing technologically, but this strategy has costs, higher prices, supply chain stress, and diplomatic pressure on allies. America is still dominant but no longer uncontested. Even if active fighting slows, the war reshapes Europe permanently. By 2026, defense spending becomes structural. NATO's eastern flank hardens, and Russia remains a long-term threat. Europe understands one thing clearly now: peace is no longer cheap. This marks the end of Europe's post-Cold War comfort era. The European Union is wealthy, but, unevenly so. Germany faces energy costs, aging infrastructure, and industrial decline. France struggles with debt and political unrest. Southern Europe remains vulnerable to unemployment shocks. The euro binds economies together, but fiscal solidarity remains limited. This creates resentment, not unity. Europe's population is aging fast. Without migration, economic decline is inevitable. But with migration, political backlash grows. By 2026, border enforcement tightens, asylum systems harden, and nationalist rhetoric expands. Europe is trapped between economic necessity and political reality. No easy solution exists. Europe talks about strategic autonomy, but honestly, facts remain stubborn. US guarantees NATO security. China remains a key trade partner. Energy security is still fragile. Europe moves toward defense coordination, but slowly. Division remains the EU's greatest weakness. When confidence fades, nations prepare for conflict. By 2026, defense budgets grow worldwide, arms markets expand, military alliances tighten, and deterrence replaces diplomacy. Security, it becomes transactional. The old globalization model is dead, so what replaces it? Regional trade blocs, strategic supply chains, and economic nationalism start to take center stage. The US and EU adapt, but they do so cautiously. Meanwhile, emerging powers move faster, reshaping the world order. The old globalization model is dead, so what replaces it? We're seeing the rise of regional trade blocs, more strategic supply chains, and a surge in economic nationalism. The US and EU are adapting, but they're doing it pretty cautiously. Meanwhile, emerging powers are moving a whole lot faster. By 2026, global power is no longer centralized, China is expanding its influence, and India is really starting to assert its independence. Middle powers, they're playing both sides now. The rules are getting more flexible, while institutions are weakening. At the end of the day, power matters more than principles. 2026 is not a breaking point, it's actually a revealing point. It shows just how resilient American democracy really is. It reveals whether Europe can act collectively when under stress. It also shows whether Western leadership can adapt to this new multipolar world. The real danger here isn't collapse, it's stagnation. Imagine a world led by powerful societies that are just too divided to reform, and honestly, too cautious to lead. History rarely ends suddenly. More often, it just erodes quietly, until something new comes along to replace it. If you're looking to understand power, decline, and the future of global order, this is the right place. This is Talk Maniac. And that was the real meaning of 2026.